Chosen ones, God is crying to reach you, and a major arrest is coming to shift your life forever. His tears are not of sorrow but of longing, a divine call pulling you toward a destiny so powerful it will stop every force standing in your way. You are not here by chance. Your soul has been summoned to this moment, and what's coming is a breakthrough that will break chains, shatter doubts, and set you free. Let's pause for a second, hit that like button, subscribe to join thousands of chosen one souls, and comment 777 below to declare you're ready for what God has in store. This number carries divine energy, aligning you with His purpose. Stay with me, because your spirit knows this message is for you. God's tears are falling because He sees you, chosen one. He sees every step you've taken, every weight you've carried, every moment you thought you were alone. Those tears are His love pouring out, a river of grace washing over your past struggles. You've walked through storms that would have broken others' betrayal, loss, moments when the world seemed to turn its back. Yet here you are, standing, unshaken. That's no accident. God's crying because He's proud of you, because He's ready to arrest every obstacle holding you back. Picture it. Chains of fear snapping, doors of limitation slamming shut, and a path of divine purpose opening wide. This arrest isn't just a moment, it's a transformation that will redefine your life. You've felt it, haven't you? That quiet whisper in your heart, urging you to keep going, even when the odds were stacked against you. That's God's voice, calling you to rise. You're not just another soul wandering through life, you're a beacon, a light so bright it pierces the darkness. The enemy thought they could dim you, but they were wrong. Every time they tried to pull you down, you stood taller. Every time they whispered lies, you clung to truth. That's why God's tears are flowing, because you've already won battles most will never face. Comment 777 below to seal this truth in your spirit. You're not just surviving, you're stepping into a season of victory. This major arrest isn't about punishment, it's about liberation. God is moving to arrest every force that's tried to steal your joy, your peace, your purpose. Think of David, facing Goliath with nothing but a sling and a stone. The world saw a boy, but God saw a king. That stone wasn't just a weapon, it was a declaration that no giant can stand against God's chosen. Right now, God is preparing a stone for you, a moment, a breakthrough, a divine shift that will topple every giant in your path. Your finances, He's arresting lack. Your health, He's arresting weakness. Your dreams, He's arresting doubt. Get ready, because what's coming is bigger than anything you've seen. You might wonder why God's crying feels so urgent. It's because this is your time, chosen one. The world is shifting, and you're at the center of it. Look around: chaos, uncertainty, fear gripping so many. But you were built for this moment. Your faith has been forged in fire, your heart shaped by trials. God's tears are His way of saying, I've seen your strength, and now I'm stepping in. He's not just watching from above, He's moving in your life, clearing the way for what's next. Hit that like button and comment 777 to claim this moment. Your breakthrough isn't coming, it's already here, waiting for you to step into it. This arrest is personal. God knows your name, your story, every tear you've shed in the dark. He's crying because He feels your pain, but also because He sees the glory waiting on the other side. You're not defined by your past mistakes or the labels others have placed on you. You're defined by His love, His purpose, His plan. Think of Esther, a woman who seemed ordinary until God called her to save a nation. She didn't seek the spotlight, but when the moment came, she stood bold. You're standing in your Esther moment now. God's tears are his promise that he's positioning you for something greater than you can imagine. The enemy's been loud, hasn't it? Whispering you're not enough, that your dreams are too big, that your past will always hold you back. But God's tears drown out those lies. They're a reminder that his truth is louder, stronger, eternal. This major arrest is God silencing the enemy's voice in your life. Picture it like a courtroom. The accuser's been building a case against you, but God himself is the judge, and his verdict is final. You are free. You are chosen. You are his. The chains are breaking, and what's left is a wide open path to your destiny. Comment 777, one last time to stand in that truth. Let's talk about what this arrest looks like. It's not subtle, it's bold, undeniable, life-changing. Maybe it's a financial breakthrough that lifts years of stress off your shoulders. Maybe it's a relationship restored, a door opening to a dream you thought was dead. Or maybe it's peace, deep and unshakable, filling your heart for the first time in years. Whatever it is, it's coming fast. God's tears are his signal that he's moving now. Not tomorrow, not next year now. You don't have to chase it, you just have to receive it. Open your heart, trust his timing, and watch what happens. You've been through the fire, chosen one, but you weren't burned. You've walked through valleys, but you didn't get lost. That's because God's been with you every step, crying out to reach you, to remind you who you are. You're not just another face in the crowd, you're his masterpiece, crafted for a purpose only you can fulfill. This arrest is God clearing the stage for your story to shine. Think of Joseph, sold into slavery, thrown into prison, yet rising to rule a nation. His trials weren't the end, they were the setup for his destiny. Trials? They're your setup too. God's tears are a call to action, not for you to strive harder, but to trust deeper. He's asking you to let go of the weight you've been carrying, the doubts, the fears, the what-ifs. They don't belong to you anymore. This major arrest is God taking those burdens and replacing them with his promises. You're not fighting alone. He's already gone ahead, preparing the way. Like Moses parting the Red Sea, God is making a path where there was none. All you need to do is walk forward, trusting that he's got you. This moment feels heavy because it's sacred. God's crying to reach you because he knows what's at stake. Your life isn't just about you, it's about the lives you'll touch, the hope you'll bring, the light you'll shine. The enemies tried to stop you because they know your impact will ripple through generations, but they've already lost. This arrest is God's final word on the matter. Your past doesn't define you. His purpose does. Your struggles don't own you. His promises do. You're stepping into a season where everything aligns: your heart, your dreams, your destiny. You might feel unworthy, like you've messed up too many times to be chosen, but God's tears say otherwise. He's crying because he loves you, flaws and all. Think of Peter, who denied Jesus 3 times yet was called to lead his church. Your mistakes don't disqualify you, they prepare you. God's arrest is coming to stop every lie that says you're not enough. You are enough because he chose you. You are enough because he's crying to reach you. You are enough because his plan for you is unstoppable. This arrest is a turning point. It's God saying, enough is enough. No more delays, no more setbacks, no more chains. You've been refined by trials, strengthened by faith, and now you're ready to step into what he's prepared. Picture a dam breaking, releasing a flood of blessings that's been held back for this moment. Your job, your relationships, your health, your dreams, they're all part of this divine shift. God's tears are his promise that he's not just watching, he's acting, He's moving mountains for you right now. You've carried burdens you were never meant to bear. God's crying because he sees the weight you've carried in silence, the nights you prayed alone, the dreams you tucked away, the hopes you thought were gone. But this arrest changes everything. It's God stepping in to say, I've got this. He's arresting the pain of your past, the fears of your present, and the doubts about your future. Like the prodigal son, you're coming home to a father who's running toward you, tears streaming, ready to restore everything you've lost. This isn't just about you, chosen one. God's tears are for the world he's called you to impact. Your breakthrough will spark hope in others. Your victory will show someone else they can overcome. Your light will guide those lost in darkness. That's why the enemy fought so hard to stop you, because your life is a testament to God's power. But they've failed. This major arrest is God's declaration that your time is now. Subscribe to join thousands of chosen one souls and stand ready for what's coming. Let's talk about the tears. They're not just emotion, they're power. God's crying to reach you because his love is a force that breaks every barrier. Those tears are washing away years of pain, preparing you for a season of overflow. Think of Mary Magdalene, broken by her past, yet chosen to be the first to see the risen Christ. God's tears are his way of saying, I see you, I choose you, I'm with you. This arrest is his promise that nothing, no enemy, no doubt, no obstacle will stand in your way. You're not just hearing this message, you're feeling it. That stirring in your chest, that spark in your soul, that's God's tears touching you. He's crying because he knows what you're capable of. He sees the leader, the healer, the world changer you were born to be. This major arrest is his way of clearing the path for you to become that person. Every step you've taken, every tear you've shed, has led to this moment. You're not just ready, you're chosen. You're not just surviving, you're thriving. The world might not understand you, chosen one. They might see your faith as foolish, your hope as naive. But God's tears say otherwise. He's crying because he knows the truth. You were never meant to fit in. You were meant to stand out, to shine, to lead. This arrest is God silencing the voices that tried to dim your light. Like Daniel in the lion's den, you're walking through danger unharmed because God's got you. His tears are his promise that you'll come out stronger, brighter, unstoppable. This is your moment to trust like never before. God's crying to reach you because he's ready to move. The arrest is happening now, chains breaking, doors opening, giants falling. You don't have to fight for it, you just have to believe it. Let go of the doubts, the fears, the what-ifs. God's tears are his guarantee that he's already won the battle for you. Step forward with courage, knowing that his love is carrying you. This is your time, chosen one. The gates of heaven are opening, and your name is written on them. You've been tested, but you've never been abandoned. God's tears are proof of that. Every trial you've faced was preparing you for this moment. Like gold refined in fire, you've come out stronger, purer, ready for what's next. This major arrest is God's way of saying, it's time. Time to step into your purpose. Time to claim your blessings. Time to shine. The enemy thought they could stop you, but they forgot who's fighting for you. God's tears are his battle cry, and he's moving on your behalf. This arrest isn't just about stopping the enemy, it's about starting something new. A new chapter, a new season, a new you. God's crying because he sees the masterpiece you're becoming. You're not defined by your past, your pain, or your failures. You're defined by his love, his purpose, his plan. Think of Lazarus, dead in the tomb, yet called back to life by Jesus' tears and voice. That's you right now. God's calling you out of the grave into a life of purpose and power. You might feel like you're not ready, like the weight of this moment is too much, but God's tears say you are. He's crying because he believes in you, because he's chosen you for something extraordinary. This major arrest is his way of clearing every obstacle so you can run your race. Like Paul on the road to Damascus, blinded by light yet given new vision, you're being transformed for a purpose bigger than yourself. Trust his tears, trust his timing, trust his plan. The world is watching, chosen one. They might not see it yet, but your life is about to become a testimony. This major arrest is God rewriting your story, turning your pain into purpose, your trials into triumph. His tears are his promise that you're not alone in this. He's walking with you, fighting for you, crying for you. Every step you take now is on holy ground. You're not just moving forward, you're moving into destiny. Let's pause again, hit that like button, and subscribe to join thousands of chosen one souls standing in this truth. God's tears are a signal that something massive is shifting. This arrest isn't just about one moment, it's about a lifetime of purpose unfolding. You've been prepared for this, chosen one. Every hardship, every prayer, every moment of faith has led you here. The enemy's plans are being arrested, but your destiny is being released. Picture it, a flood of blessings, a wave of opportunities, a life overflowing with God's goodness. His tears are his promise that this is only the beginning. You're not just a survivor, you're a conqueror. God's crying to reach you because he sees the warrior within. This major arrest is his way of handing you the victory you've already won through faith. Like Joshua circling Jericho, your persistence is about to bring walls crashing down. The tears of God are watering the seeds of your destiny, and what's about to bloom will leave the world in awe. You're not just chosen, you're unstoppable. This moment is yours, chosen one. God's tears are his love letter to you, written in every answered prayer, every open door, every broken chain. The major arrest is happening now, fear, lack, doubt, all being swept away by his power. You're stepping into a season where his promises become your reality. Trust his tears, trust his plan, trust that you were born for this. Your life is about to shine as a testament to his glory, and nothing can stop it. God's tears are not just a call, they're a divine summons, pulling you into a purpose so vast, it reshapes the very ground you walk on. This major arrest isn't just about stopping what's been holding you back. It's about igniting a fire within you that burns brighter than any darkness. You've felt it stirring, haven't you? That spark in your soul, that unshakable knowing that you were meant for more. God's crying because he's ready to fan that spark into a flame that will light up your life and the lives of those around you. This is your moment to step into a destiny that's been written in the stars since before you were born. Think of Noah, building an ark while the world laughed. They called him foolish, but he heard God's voice above the noise. That's you right now, chosen one. The world might not see it, but God's tears are his assurance that you're on the right path. This major arrest is him silencing the mockers, clearing the clutter, and setting you on a course that leads to abundance. It's not just about wealth or success. It's about a life so full of purpose that every step feels holy. You're not building an ark. You're building a legacy that will outlast you. The enemy's been relentless, trying to drown out God's voice with doubt and distraction. But his tears are louder, stronger, cutting through the chaos like a beacon. This arrest is God stepping in to say, no more. No more sleepless nights wondering if you're enough. No more doors slamming shut in your face. No more lies whispering you'll never make it. God's crying to reach you because He's ready to arrest every force that's tried to steal your future. You're not just stepping into a new season, you're stepping into a divine takeover. Picture a river, steady and unstoppable, carving its way through stone. That's God's love for you right now, flowing through every crack in your life, smoothing the rough edges, creating a path where none existed. This major arrest is His power reshaping your reality. Where you saw obstacles, He's carving opportunities. Where you felt stuck, He's setting you free. His tears are the current pulling you forward, guiding you to a place of peace and provision. Trust the flow, chosen one. You're not lost, you're being led. You've carried scars, haven't you? Marks from battles you fought in silence, wounds from times you gave your all and got nothing back. God's tears are for those scars. He's crying because He sees everyone, and He's arresting the pain they represent. Like Job, who lost everything yet held fast to his faith, you've endured trials that tested your soul. And like Job, your restoration is coming not just to replace what was lost, but to overflow with blessings that make the past a distant memory. This arrest is God's promise that your scars will become stars. The world might tell you to hustle, to grind, to fight for every inch, but God's tears say something different. They say, "Rest in me." This major arrest isn't about you striving harder, it's about you trusting deeper. God's moving to arrest the need to prove yourself, to carry the weight alone. Like Elijah, fed by ravens in the wilderness, you're about to see provision come from places you never expected. His tears are His vow that you don't have to chase your blessings, they're chasing you. Open your hands and receive what's already yours. You're not ordinary, chosen one. God's crying because He knows the extraordinary purpose woven into your being. This arrest is Him clearing the stage for your light to shine. Think of Deborah, a prophetess who led with wisdom when others faltered. She didn't seek power, she walked in God's calling, and nations followed. That's your story now. The major arrest is God removing every barrier so you can lead, heal, and inspire. Your voice, your gifts, your heart, they're about to change lives in ways you can't yet see. The enemy's tried to box you in, to make you feel small, insignificant, but God's tears are His declaration that you're boundless. This arrest is Him shattering the walls that confined you. You're not meant to live in a cage, you're meant to soar. Like an eagle rising above the storm, your faith has lifted you higher than the chaos below. God's crying to reach you because He sees the heights you're destined for. This major arrest is His way of setting your wings free, letting you fly into a future that's as vast as His love. Every tear God sheds is a seed planted in your life. Those seeds are sprouting now, chosen one, growing into a harvest of joy, peace, and abundance. This major arrest is God tending that garden, pulling out the weeds of doubt and fear, making room for His promises to bloom. Picture Ruth, gleaning in the fields, unaware that her faithfulness was leading her to a destiny of greatness. Your faithfulness is leading you too. Every step, every prayer, every moment you chose to trust God's tears are watering those seeds, and the harvest is near. You faced moments when it felt like the world was against you. Maybe it was a job lost, a dream deferred, a heart broken, but God's crying because He sees the bigger picture. This major arrest is Him rewriting the narrative, turning your setbacks into setups. Like Hannah, who wept for a child yet received a prophet. Your tears have not been wasted. God's tears are mingling with yours, promising that what you've longed for is on its way. This arrest is His guarantee that your story ends in triumph. The enemy's greatest weapon has been fear. fear of failure, fear of not being enough, fear of the unknown. But God's tears are stronger. This major arrest is Him locking fear in chains, setting your heart free to dream again. Think of Gideon, hiding in a winepress, yet called a mighty warrior by God. You might feel like you're hiding, but God sees the warrior in you. His tears are His call to rise, to fight, to claim the victory He's already won. This arrest is your moment to step out of the shadows and into His light. You're not just chosen, you're anointed. God's crying to reach you because His anointing is flowing over you now, equipping you for what's ahead. This major arrest is Him pouring out His Spirit, filling you with wisdom, strength, and courage. Like Samuel, anointed as a boy to speak God's truth, you're being set apart for a purpose that will shake the world. His tears are His seal, marking you as His own. This arrest is clearing every distraction so you can walk boldly in that anointing. The world might see you as ordinary, but God's tears say you're extraordinary. He's crying because He knows the power within you, power to heal, to create, to transform. This major arrest is Him unleashing that power, breaking every chain that's held it back. Think of Mary, a young woman chosen to carry the Savior. She didn't look powerful to the world, but God's plan made her unstoppable. That's you now. His tears are His promise that your life will carry a legacy that echoes through eternity. You've walked paths that felt lonely, haven't you? Moments when it seemed no one understood your heart. But God's crying because He's been with you every step. This major arrest is Him bringing divine connections into your life. People who see your light, who honor your purpose, who walk with you into destiny. Like Jonathan and David, whose friendship strengthened them both. God's tears are His vow to surround you with those who will lift you higher. This arrest is clearing the way for relationships that align with His plan. The enemies tried to steal your voice, to silence your dreams. But God's tears are louder than their lies. This major arrest is Him restoring your voice, giving you a platform to speak His truth. Picture Nehemiah, rebuilding Jerusalem's walls despite opposition. Your life is a wall, God's rebuilding, brick by brick, with His tears as the mortar. This arrest is Him silencing the naysayers, making your voice a force that inspires, heals, and leads. Your words, your story, your faith, they're about to change everything. God's crying to reach you because He sees the battles you fought in secret, the prayers you whispered when no one was listening, the dreams you held on to despite the odds. This major arrest is His answer to those prayers, His fulfillment of those dreams. Like Abraham, who waited years for a promise, your faith has moved God's heart. His tears are His promise that the wait is over. This arrest is bringing your promises to life, promises of provision, of purpose, of a future brighter than you dared to hope. You're standing at a crossroads, chosen one. The past is behind you, the future is calling, and God's tears are lighting the way. This major arrest is Him clearing the path ahead, removing every obstacle that's tried to block your destiny. Think of the Israelites standing at the Jordan River, ready to enter the promised land. That's you now, on the edge of something new, something holy. His tears are His assurance that you won't just cross over, you'll conquer. This arrest is your invitation to step into the land He's prepared. The enemy thought they could keep you bound, but God's tears say otherwise. This major arrest is Him breaking every chain, setting you free to run toward your purpose. Picture Paul and Silas, singing in prison as the walls shook. Your faith is shaking walls now, chosen one. His tears are the earthquake that's breaking you free. This arrest is God's declaration that no prison, no chain, no lie can hold you back. You're not just free, you're unstoppable, a force of His love and power. You've felt the weight of waiting, haven't you? The moments when it seemed God was silent, but his tears prove he was never silent. He was working, planning, preparing. This major arrest is him revealing what he's been building behind the scenes. Like Daniel, who prayed and saw angels move, your prayers have moved heaven. God's crying because your breakthrough is here, breaking through the clouds like sunlight after a storm. This arrest is his promise that the wait was worth it, that your faith has paved the way for miracles. God's tears are a melody, a song of love calling you home to his purpose. This major arrest is him tuning your life to that melody, aligning every part of your story with his plan. Think of Miriam, dancing by the Red Sea after God's deliverance. That's you now, chosen one on the other side of your trials, ready to dance in his victory. His tears are his rhythm, guiding your steps into a future where every note sings of his faithfulness. This arrest is your cue to step into the dance. You're not just a dreamer, you're a builder. God's crying to reach you because he sees the foundation he's laid in your heart. This major arrest is him clearing the site for you to build dreams, build hope, build a legacy. Like Solomon, who built a temple for God's glory, you're being called to build something eternal. His tears are his blueprint, showing you the plans he's drawn for your life. This arrest is removing every distraction so you can construct what he's destined you to create. The enemies tried to cloud your vision, to make you doubt your purpose. But God's tears are washing away that fog, giving you clarity like never before. This major arrest is him sharpening your focus, helping you see the path he's set. Picture Elisha, whose eyes were open to see God's army surrounding him. That's you now seeing the divine protection, the divine provision, the divine purpose all around you. His tears are his lens, showing you the truth. You're surrounded by his power, ready to step into your calling. God's tears are a map, guiding you through the wilderness of your past, into the promised land of your future. This major arrest is him redrawing the lines of your life, erasing every dead end and opening paths you never thought possible. You've walked through deserts, times when hope felt distant, when answers seemed out of reach. But his tears are the rain that's turning your barren places into gardens. Like Isaiah, who saw God's glory in a vision, you're about to see his plans unfold in ways that leave you in awe. This arrest is clearing the way for a journey where every step is blessed. You've carried dreams that felt too big, too heavy, too impossible. God's crying because he placed those dreams in your heart. And this major arrest is him making them reality. Think of Jacob wrestling with God through the night, refusing to let go until he received a blessing. That's you, chosen one, holding fast to your faith, even when the fight felt endless. His tears are his promise that the dawn is breaking, that your wrestling has won you a new name, a new purpose. This arrest is God renaming your future, calling you into greatness. The enemies tried to bury your potential, to make you believe your dreams were meant to stay dreams. But God's tears are unearthing those seeds, bringing them to life. This major arrest is him digging up every buried hope, every forgotten vision, and breathing life into them. Picture Ezekiel in the valley of dry bones, watching God restore what seemed dead. That's your story now. God's tears are his breath, reviving what you thought was lost. This arrest is his declaration that nothing in your life is too far gone for his power to redeem. You've faced moments when the world told you to give up, to settle, to shrink. But God's crying because he sees the fire in you that refuses to go out. This major arrest is him fanning that flame, turning it into a blaze that no one can ignore. Like Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, you've walked through fire and come out untouched, with God himself by your side. His tears are his fuel, igniting your courage, your passion, your purpose. This arrest is clearing every distraction so your light can shine brighter than ever. God's tears are a mirror, reflecting the truth of who you are. The enemies tried to distort that reflection, to make you see a version of yourself that's small, broken, unworthy. But this major arrest is God shattering that false image, showing you his masterpiece. Think of Moses, who saw himself as a stutterer, unfit to lead, yet God called him to free a nation. That's you now, chosen one. God's tears are his way of saying, I see you as you truly are. This arrest is stripping away every lie so you can step into your true identity. You've felt the weight of expectations not just from others, but from yourself. The pressure to be perfect, to have it all together. God's crying because he wants you to know you're enough just as you are. This major arrest is him lifting that burden, setting you free to be human, to be his. Like Martha, busy with tasks, yet gently reminded by Jesus to choose what matters, you're being called to rest in his love. His tears are his invitation to let go of striving and embrace his grace. This arrest is making room for peace in your soul. The enemies tried to steal your time, to keep you stuck in cycles of delay and frustration, but God's tears are rewriting your timeline. This major arrest is him accelerating your journey, bringing you into alignment with his perfect plan. Picture Sarah, who laughed at the promise of a child in her old age, yet saw God's faithfulness come to pass. Your laughter, your doubts, they're turning to joy as his tears water your faith. This arrest is God speeding up what's been delayed, opening doors you thought were closed forever. You're not just a person, you're a movement. God's crying because he sees the ripple effect of your life, the way your faith will inspire others to rise. This major arrest is him amplifying your impact, making your story a beacon for those lost in darkness. Think of Rahab, who risked everything to protect God's people and became part of his eternal plan. Your choices, your courage, they're weaving you into a story that will echo through generations. His tears are his promise that your life will leave a mark that time can't erase. The world might try to define you by your circumstances, your job, your bank account, your struggles, but God's tears say you're defined by his love. This major arrest is him tearing down those false labels, replacing them with his truth. Like Zacchaeus, who climbed a tree to see Jesus and found his life transformed, you're being lifted above the crowd to see God's purpose for you. His tears are his call to climb higher, to see beyond the noise, to embrace the destiny he's written for you. This arrest is your moment to rise above. You've known moments of loneliness, haven't you? Times when it felt like no one saw your heart. God's crying because he's always seen you, always known you. This major arrest is him bringing you into a season of connection where your heart finds its home. Picture Hagar, alone in the desert, yet met by God who called her by name. That's you now, seen, known, loved. His tears are his promise that you'll never walk alone again. This arrest is clearing the way for relationships that reflect his heart for you. The enemies tried to make you question your worth, to make you feel like you don't belong. But God's tears are his shout that you were born for this. This major arrest is him silencing those doubts, affirming your place in his plan. Like Jeremiah, called before he was formed in the womb, you were chosen for a purpose that's uniquely yours. His tears are his seal, marking you as his own. This arrest is God confirming that you're not just enough, you're essential to his story. You've carried burdens that weren't yours to carry: guilt, shame, the weight of others' expectations. God's crying because he wants you free. This major arrest is him taking those burdens, casting them into the sea of his grace. Think of the woman caught in adultery, condemned by the crowd, yet set free by Jesus' mercy. That's you now. Chosen one, freed from judgment, freed to live in his love. His tears are his promise that your past doesn't define you. This arrest is making room for a future unburdened by yesterday. The world can feel heavy, can't it? The noise, the chaos, the endless demands. But God's tears are a quiet place, a refuge where you can rest. This major arrest is Him carving out space for you to breathe, to be still, to hear His voice. Like Elijah, who found God not in the storm but in a gentle whisper, you're being called to listen. His tears are that whisper, speaking peace to your soul. This arrest is silencing the noise, so you can hear the song of His purpose for your life. You've faced giants, fears, doubts, obstacles that seemed too big to overcome. God's crying because He sees the strength He's placed in you. This major arrest is Him slaying those giants, clearing the way for your victory. Picture David facing Goliath with nothing but faith and a stone. That's you now, chosen one, armed with God's power, ready to conquer what's ahead. His tears are His battle cry, cheering you on as you step into the fight. This arrest is your moment to claim the victory He's already won. God's tears are a fire, burning away everything that's held you back. This major arrest is Him purifying your path, refining your purpose. Like the burning bush that spoke to Moses, His tears are a holy flame, calling you to lead, to serve, to shine. You're not just surviving, you're being set ablaze with His passion. This arrest is removing every distraction, every doubt, so you can walk in the fire of His calling without being consumed. Your life is about to glow with His glory. You've known moments when it felt like the world was closing in, when hope seemed out of reach. But God's crying because He's breaking through those walls. This major arrest is Him tearing down barriers, making a way where there was none. Think of the Israelites, trapped at the Red Sea, yet watching God part the waters. That's you now, standing at the edge of impossibility, watching His tears carve a path. This arrest is His promise that no obstacle is too big, no dream too far, no future out of reach. The enemies tried to steal your joy, to replace it with worry and fear. But God's tears are restoring what was taken. This major arrest is Him pouring out joy like a river, filling every empty place in your heart. Like the psalmist who sang of God's goodness in the land of the living, you're about to sing a new song. His tears are the melody, lifting your spirit, renewing your strength. This arrest is clearing the way for a joy that no circumstance can shake, a peace that no storm can steal. You're not just a person, you're a promise. God's crying because He sees the covenant He's made with you, a vow of love that can't be broken. This major arrest is Him fulfilling that promise, bringing every word He's spoken to life. Picture Abraham standing under the stars, hearing God's promise of a legacy. That's you now, chosen one, standing under His tears, hearing His vow of abundance. This arrest is God aligning your life with His word, making you a living testament to His faithfulness. The world might try to pull you back, to keep you tethered to old patterns, old pains. But God's tears are a tide, pulling you forward into freedom. This major arrest is Him cutting those ties, setting you loose to run toward your destiny. Like Peter, stepping out of the boat to walk on water, you're being called to step out in faith. His tears are the waves, holding you up as you walk. This arrest is your moment to leave the boat behind and trust that His love will carry you. You've felt the ache of waiting, the longing for something more. God's crying because He knows that longing, it's His longing for you. This major arrest is Him answering that ache, filling it with His presence. Think of Simeon, waiting years to see the Messiah, then holding him in his arms. That's you now holding the promise you've waited for, seeing God's tears become your reality. This arrest is clearing every delay, bringing you into a season where his promises unfold with breathtaking speed. God's tears are a compass, pointing you toward a destiny you've only glimpsed in dreams. This major arrest is him recalibrating your path, aligning every step with his divine purpose. You've wandered through moments of uncertainty, times when the way forward felt unclear, but his tears are the North Star, guiding you through the fog. Like the Magi, following a star to find the Savior, you're being led to a future where every promise shines. This arrest is God clearing the haze, showing you the road he's paved just for you. You've carried hopes that felt fragile, like they might shatter under the weight of reality. God's crying because he sees the strength in those hopes, the faith that kept them alive. This major arrest is him guarding those dreams, building a fortress around them. Think of Nehemiah, rebuilding Jerusalem's walls against all odds. That's you now, chosen one, rebuilding what life tried to tear down. His tears are the mortar, holding every brick of your dreams together. This arrest is ensuring that what you build will stand forever. The enemies tried to sow confusion, to make you question your calling, but God's tears are a clarion call, cutting through the noise with unshakable truth. This major arrest is him silencing every voice that says you can't, you won't, you shouldn't. Picture Deborah sitting under her palm tree, dispensing wisdom while others doubted. Your wisdom, your purpose, it's being affirmed by his tears. This arrest is God amplifying your voice, making it a force that shifts hearts and moves mountains. You've faced seasons when it felt like you were running in place, when progress seemed out of reach. God's crying because he sees the race you're running, and he's about to change the course. This major arrest is him removing every hurdle, smoothing the track for your victory. Like Paul, pressing toward the goal despite chains, you're being set free to run with purpose. His tears are the wind at your back, pushing you forward. This arrest is God declaring that your race is about to end in triumph. The world might have tried to dim your spark, to make you blend into the ordinary, but God's tears are a spotlight, illuminating the brilliance he placed in you. This major arrest is him turning up the light, making you impossible to ignore. Think of Esther, stepping into a palace where she didn't belong, yet shining as God's chosen. That's you now, stepping into places you never imagined, radiant with his purpose. His tears are his glow, making your presence a beacon of hope and change. You've known moments when it felt like your heart was breaking, when loss seemed to define you. God's crying because he's collecting every tear you've shed, turning them into pearls of promise. This major arrest is him redeeming your pain, crafting beauty from ashes. Like Ruth, who found a home in a foreign land, you're finding your place in his plan. His tears are his assurance that every loss is leading to a gain beyond measure. This arrest is restoring what was taken with interest. The enemies tried to trap you in cycles of doubt, making you question if you're on the right path. But God's tears are a river, breaking those cycles and carrying you forward. This major arrest is him washing away every hesitation, setting you on a current of certainty. Picture Jonah, swallowed by the whale yet delivered to his purpose. That's you now emerging from the depths, ready to fulfill what God's called you to. His tears are the tide, pushing you toward your divine mission. You've felt the pull of comparison, haven't you? The temptation to measure your life against others. God's crying because he made you one of a kind, a masterpiece with no equal. This major arrest is him breaking the chains of comparison, setting you free to be you. Like David, who refused Saul's armor to fight in his own way, You're being called to embrace your unique strength. His tears are his affirmation that you don't need to be anyone else. This arrest is clearing the way for your authentic self to shine. The world can feel like a battlefield, with challenges coming from every side. But God's crying because He's your shield, your fortress, your victory. This major arrest is Him fighting for you, stopping every attack in its tracks. Think of Daniel, untouched in the lion's den because God was his defender. That's you now, chosen one, protected, preserved, unstoppable. His tears are His armor, guarding you as you walk into battle. This arrest is ensuring that no weapon formed against you will prosper. You've carried questions, moments when you wondered why things happened the way they did. God's crying because He holds the answers, and He's revealing them now. This major arrest is Him unveiling the purpose behind your pain, the meaning in your struggles. Like Joseph, who saw God's plan in the pit and the prison, you're seeing the bigger picture. His tears are His clarity, showing you how every moment was preparing you. This arrest is turning your questions into revelations, your wondering into worship. The enemies tried to steal your peace, to keep you restless and afraid, but God's tears are a balm, soothing your soul with unshakable calm. This major arrest is Him restoring your peace, locking away every disturbance. Picture Jesus, sleeping in the boat while the storm raged. That's you now resting in His presence, no matter the chaos around you. His tears are His peace, anchoring you in the storm. This arrest is making your heart a sanctuary where His love reigns supreme. You've faced moments when it felt like time was slipping away, when opportunities seemed lost. God's crying because He's the master of time, and He's redeeming every second. This major arrest is Him turning back the clock on your delays, opening doors you thought were shut. Like Hezekiah, given 15 more years by God's grace, you're being given new seasons to thrive. His tears are His promise that it's never too late. This arrest is aligning your timeline with His eternal plan. The world might have tried to box you in, to limit your vision to what's possible, but God's tears are a window, showing you a future without boundaries. This major arrest is Him expanding your horizons, breaking every ceiling above you. Think of Elisha, seeing chariots of fire when others saw only fear. That's you now seeing God's possibilities where others see limits. His tears are His vision, opening your eyes to what's coming. This arrest is setting you free to dream as big as His heart. You've known seasons of silence when God's voice seemed faint, but His tears are a megaphone, shouting His love over you. This major arrest is Him amplifying His voice, making His guidance crystal clear. Like Samuel, hearing God's call in the night, you're being awakened to His purpose. His tears are His words, speaking directly to your heart. This arrest is clearing every distraction, so you can hear Him, follow Him, and walk boldly into what He's prepared. The enemies tried to make you feel forgotten, like your prayers went unheard. But God's crying because He's never missed a single word. This major arrest is Him answering those prayers, bringing them to life in ways you never imagined. Picture Hannah, weeping for a child, yet receiving a prophet. That's you now, your tears answered by His, your prayers met with His promises. His tears are His response, flooding your life with answers. This arrest is turning your cries into songs of joy. You're not just a survivor, you're a creator. God's crying because He sees the art He's crafting through your life. This major arrest is Him clearing the canvas, making room for a masterpiece. Like Bezalel, gifted to build the tabernacle, you're gifted to build something eternal. His tears are His paint, coloring your story with beauty and purpose. This arrest is removing every smudge of doubt, every stroke of fear, so your life can reflect His glory in vivid detail. The world might try to pull you down, to make you feel small, but God's tears are lifting you up, crowning you with His favor. This major arrest is Him placing a crown on your head, declaring you royalty in His kingdom. Think of David, anointed as king while still a shepherd. That's you now, chosen, crowned, destined for greatness. His tears are His anointing, marking you for a purpose that shines. This arrest is setting you apart as His beloved, ready to rule in His name. You've faced moments when it felt like the odds were against you, when every door seemed locked, but God's crying because He holds the keys. This major arrest is Him unlocking every door, opening paths no one can shut. Like Peter, freed from prison by an angel, you're being released into freedom. His tears are His keys, opening what's been closed. This arrest is God leading you through doors you never thought you'd walk through, into rooms filled with His blessings. The enemies tried to chain your heart, to keep you bound by fear and regret. But God's tears are a hammer, breaking those chains with His love. This major arrest is Him setting your heart free to love, to hope, to dream again. Picture Mary Magdalene, transformed by Jesus' compassion, her past no longer defining her. That's you now, freed to live in His grace. His tears are His freedom, releasing you from every bond. This arrest is making your heart a place where His love flows without restraint. You've known times when it felt like you were fighting alone, when the battle seemed too much. But God's crying because He's your commander, leading you to victory. This major arrest is Him taking charge, fighting your battles with His might. Like Joshua, conquering Jericho with a shout, you're about to see walls fall. His tears are His battle cry, rallying heaven on your behalf. This arrest is God leading you into a triumph that will echo through your life and beyond.